Stephen, how important was it for us to stop that run of results that everybody's been aware of, and you've been working so hard to do this?
Really important. You know, I've said that this club has a plan, this club has a way forward, but you only get to do that if you address some of the short-term deficiencies. And you know, to a man, they were amazing today. We couldn't quite get to grips with it in the first half, you know, in the system that we're playing. I was trying to get several instructions on, but tactically we just didn't quite get it right. So I was forced to make the change at half time, and I thought in the second half we were terrific. There was nothing to complain about in terms of their work ethic in the first half. The work ethic of the group was amazing. If you look at the free kick transition in the last minute of the first half, and you look at the way our players got back to defend it, it said everything about my players just now. But I thought we showed great resilience, great mentality, and I'm really proud of them today.
I hope you don't mind me saying this. We looked at the first half and we thought, where are we going here? How do we fix this? You'd clearly seen something that you could work on from the first half.
No, absolutely. You know, there was a number of things. It was nothing to do with our work rate, just tactically the shape they got on top because of that. But we addressed that at half time, and our second half performance was amazing. You know, I'll be honest, it's been a tough period, and it still is a tough period. It's only a draw, but it's a draw when you see the reaction of our supporters, that they truly appreciate the efforts of the players. You know, I've got amazing support in this club, amazing support from the chairman, amazing support from our board of directors, amazing support from our CEO. You know, they give me the strength to go and, you know, do the things that I'm doing and have the belief that I have in the way that we're working, and that's really important to me. And the other thing is the players. I've said it time and time again, these players are fully behind what we're trying to do, and I think today proved that. But again, I must reiterate, it is only a draw today, but a draw at a very difficult venue with a team prior to the weekend's results had won 3 on the bounce, I think, and a team with a new manager, and a team that took the lead in the game. So it took a lot of resilience from the players today, and a lot of mentality, and well done to them.
Going to mention them fans now, 552 on a wet Saturday afternoon in London. It really is amazing, isn't it?
It's absolutely amazing, and I know we've got a London supporters branch, but I believe there was only maybe 30 of them were from that branch, so it just tells you something about our supporters, the way they got behind the team, and I'm sure they were really encouraged by the efforts of the players today.
Give us a sense of what you say at half time, Stephen, when it's a performance that's going away as it was. Even though I know you saw things, we were a goal behind and it looked like a struggle.
There was a struggle because I felt that we weren't getting the pressure in the right areas off the pitch, and they were able to dictate many aspects of the game from that. It was nothing, I seen the efforts of the players. There was nothing to do with the efforts of the players. I know these players. It was to do with just a couple of tactical tweaks that we needed to make, the shape of the team, and I think that allowed us to really pressurise them and get to grips with the game more.
We talked on Tuesday night about how the players folded after Northampton scored. It was the opposite today. We score and we really started to push for it.
No, absolutely. And listen, the difficulty that we have is that we're a new team, and we're a new team trying to find our way. We have a period there where we're losing a lot of goals, and we have to change the shape of the team and address certain aspects. And from a defensive perspective, we've improved greatly. I don't mean in terms of sometimes the goals that we've conceded, like 2, but if you actually look at the chances we're conceding, they're few and far between in many of these games. And it's hard when you lose these games to say to people we are actually improving, and I understand that. So we had to address that. We had to come away from the preferred system and had to go to that to try and tighten things up. We've seen an improvement there, and hopefully maybe from that our defenders have gained more confidence. And then, you know, the next stage is how can we score more goals, and you know, that's always the situation with a new team. So you address one thing, you lose out on another, and eventually, hopefully, you know, we'll evolve into a good team.
Are these the green shoots that you were talking about? What happened there in that second half?
Yeah, I've been saying, and I mean this, and I know supporters at times will question that, but I've been saying these group of players are working exceptionally hard. They are. We do need some breaks. we do need to do better on quite a number of moments. Like, I thought we were much better in both boxes today. I thought also we didn't turn down the opportunity to put the ball in and make them defend, which I think at times we've done. And also players arriving. It was another aspect that we'd clearly, work towards, about players arriving in the box from crosses, and we looked at much bigger danger. As I've said, it is only a point today, only a point, and we have to follow that up next week with another positive performance. But I'm pleased that we stopped the rot, and it gives us at least a foundation to build from.
A goal from a set piece.
I told them that. Quite amazing. Quite amazing. Again, we work hard on these things, but again, there has to be a desire and a determination. When the ball's delivered in, and Byron got in the end of it, and we were quick on to the next thing, and Jack Ardale scoring with his right foot is a great thing. So not only did we score from a set play today, Jack Ardale scored his right foot. So there are miracles in football.
You mentioned it's a tough period, Stephen. Tough for the lads as well. What does it mean to them to? I know you keep saying it's only a point, for them to come through a game like that with something to show for it.
It's really important, because I've said this, I get support from behind me, I get support from the players. I know what we've got in here, and I'm not lying on that. That is the fact. We have to get more points on the board. We have to keep improving. We have to keep working hard. We have to, keep driving this club forward. But if we get that type of performance and effort, then you can see the reaction from our supporters. Again, I go back to Tuesday, and we were a team very much, bossing the game, and in the first half especially, we played some terrific football, but we're a little bit fragile just now, and that's why I was so pleased with today, because although we were fragile, we showed a real resilience in our performance.
Very important we back this up at home next week, isn't it?
Of course it is. I don't think that that's it solved. Far from it. It only gives us a foundation to build from, and hopefully a little bit of confidence to build from. That is all.
Have you been through a period like this before, Stephen? I know you tap into your experience of managing and playing. What is it like to go through this kind of thing when you feel like you're working hard but nothing comes for you at the end of it?
It's a difficult period, but I always turn back on my experiences. In my first job, there was a period where the banners were up, Pressley out, and I had to endure that. But I turned it round. I kept going and working exceptionally hard with the players, and in the end, my relationship with the supporters was amazing, and we really turned the club around. So I do try and take strength from that. I've told you I've got huge support behind me, which I really appreciate, and I've got a group of players that I know are working for me.
And it's a case of winning the fans back, I suppose, from the situation that we're in, but you don't shy away from that.
I've had no complaints. I've said this is the game of football now. The fans vent their anger. I understand that, and I've never at all criticised them for that. I accept that. This is football, this is their club. They want a successful team, and I'm trying to deliver that.
Jared off at half time, that's a part of the learning curve for him.
Yeah, it was nothing to do with performance. It was only to do with the tactical change that we went to the back four. That was all.
And you get Iredale back, Byron gets the yellow card, so he'll be missing next week. These things have to be dealt with.
Yeah, and of course, Scugo as well, wasn't quite right. He trained yesterday and was still feeling the effects of it. So that was another blow, but I thought Mo Sagaf was quite amazing today. What a performance that kid gave today. I was really proud of him.
Ran himself into the ground, literally with cramp, didn't he?
Amazing performance, and not only out of possession but in possession he showed great composure, so really proud of him.
Just finally, Stephen, message for the fans as we look ahead to Macclesfield next week. What do you want to tell them in order for them to get behind us for what's another big game?
I think I've gone over it. There's nothing I can say to the supporters other than that we'll continue to work hard, and I know that we have to deliver for them. That is all. The only thing that will turn our supporters round is performances and results.
Thanks for your time.